Well, Black and White Network, one of the reasons I actually like President Trump is he is not a coward. There's a whole bunch of Republicans, man, that have allowed Democrats to call them racist and they won't fight back. President Trump is made different. He went into the lion's den on his panel of black journalists. And the first woman, black woman, asked him a question, man. She was pretty hostile. Trump did not become weak. He actually became stronger. He became extremely strong. This woman came out there and the Democrats, by the way, before we actually get into that, they love to play identity politics. Didn't Joe Biden say he was going to get a woman to be his number two? Yeah. Namely a quote unquote black woman. He picked Kamala Harris because of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I find it funny, guys, that the left says DEI is a good thing, but when Republicans actually bring it up and say that Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, oh, now they want to scream sexism and racism. Funny how that works, guys. But let's get back to it. This black journalist, man, very, very disrespectful to Trump. She goes off on a tangent, very cruel in her opening statement, asking questions to President Trump. And President Trump actually brought up, wait a minute, is Kamala Harris really black? Now, I've been telling you guys, Kamala Harris is not black. She's not. Judge Joe Brown says that he actually knows her father, and her father is actually Irish and Indian. And of course, we know that her mother is full-blooded Indian from India. And for the longest time, man, Kamala Harris is actually promoting herself as Indian. Kamala Harris really, for the most part, didn't even grow up here in this country. She grew up in Canada with her Indian family. And you know what? That's fine. That's perfectly okay, man. Respect your parents. But Kamala Harris now seems to be playing the I am black card. I remember when Tiger Woods actually hit the scene, 90s, Tiger Woods came out and said, no, I'm not black. I'm not going to disrespect my Asian mother. And I have a whole bunch of respect for that, guys. A whole bunch of respect. Tiger Woods is biracial. Sage Steele, biracial. She's not going to disrespect her. I believe her mother's actually white. Yeah, her mother is white. She's not going to do that. But let's go ahead and get into this clip, guys, because we got to react to this. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. So here we go, guys. Trump tells black journalists that Kamala Harris is of Indian heritage. Is she Indian or is she black? She became a black person. Note the audience laughing at him. You want to know why? Because the audience, I believe, mostly black. They know that too. They were actually questioning Kamala Harris. Is she really black? No, she's not. She's really not. And if you want to make the case that her father is partially black, I mean, that dude, maybe 20%, maybe. I mean, that doesn't make Kamala Harris black. So what? She went to an HBCU. So what? A bunch of white people go to HBCUs, Asian people as well. Doesn't matter. She's an AKA. So what? Black is not a requirement to actually join a particular sorority or fraternity. I knew this one girl when I went to college in Louisiana. She was a Delta Sigma Theta. She was Creole, very, very Creole, by the way. So black is not a requirement. Okay. Let's go ahead and react to this, guys. Let's play it.
Then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir,
of
I'm
that.
asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So, I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly, very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty.
Well, I can tell you this. No doubt about it, man, because Joe Biden told you. He told you he was going to pick her based off of race and gender. That's it. Race and sex. Nothing more. Nothing more. Now, check this out. This is actually Kamala Harris's birth certificate here. This is a copy. Now, her mother is listed on here as Caucasian. Okay? Because believe it or not, guys, the Nazis, they called themselves Aryans. Actually, the real Aryans are actually from Central Asia. Okay? So her mother from India, listed as Caucasian. Now, her father, Donald Harris, is listed as Jamaican. What does that actually mean? That doesn't mean black. That's white Jamaicans too, man. And we know, because Kamala Harris even said it herself, that her ancestors owned slaves in Jamaica. Those people were Irish. That's why Judge Joe Brown said that Kamala Harris's father even said that he was Irish and Indian. He said he had no black ancestors, guys. None. Now look at this here. This is what the media doesn't want you to see. Kamala Harris with her Indian family. I mean, she got the red dot on her forehead right there. That's her sister Maya. I believe that's her name. On the right there. That's the Indian family, man.
Certainly, you could become the first Indian.
And by the way, look at this here. I'm glad that this just popped up right here. This is Kamala Harris. They even calling her Indian right here. Look at this.
Certainly, you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Yeah, nothing about being black, man. Nothing. Another clip here, too.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today
Okay.
is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Okay, so what?
Yeah. So you guys saw that right there, man. You guys saw that right there. And the mainstream media, man, they're out there lying, saying that President Trump was lying, that Kamala Harris has always identified as black. Just showed you that's not the case. Even CNN right here. Donald Trump falsely suggests Kamala Harris happened to turn black. Yeah, she was. Now, you guys may not know this, but the name Kamala, that's not a black name. That is an Indian name, man. An Indian name. Kamala Harris, man. See, also, what was it? Christmas of last year before last, Kamala Harris was lying to you guys, talking about she grew up celebrating on Kwanzaa. No, she wasn't. I don't believe anybody believes that. That was a lie, man. That was a lie. Now, CNN, man, they're saying that Trump falsely is now suggesting Kamala Harris happened to turn black. Yeah, because she was always introduced when she actually got elected to the Senate. She was introduced as Asian, and Indian. Nothing about her being black, man. Everybody knows that. But when she decided to run for president, then all of a sudden, this is 2020, all of a sudden now she's black. That is complete BS, man. That is BS. And, the left is actually triggered by that because they got busted. President Trump, man, went into the lion's den and he just dropped it and told it like it was, man. A lot of black people got a lot of questions about Kamala Harris's ethnicity. And this really shouldn't even be a thing, but the left made this a thing, man. They made this a thing. The mainstream media is always saying, well, you can't talk about Kamala Harris like that because she's a black woman. They have engaged in identity politics, man, and it's completely backfiring now, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.